Welcome to Frostland Survivor Man. I am the Frost Man, and with me, the Arizonan who is owning, our good friend Joey. Joey brought along a special guest today, and I'll let him make that introduction.
Well, we've got Jack along with us today joining us. Let's get him up in the camera.
There he is. There's
Hi
Jack.
to everyone. Here's Jack. He loves
Happy
the camera.
little dog.
He's going to be running around joining us here, enjoying the fun and the sun out here while we do today's project.
There's so much for him to explore.
Exactly.
So today's project is Joey's idea, and in order for Joey to do this project, what I needed to do is teach him how to use some new tools, which he absolutely loves. Every time he learns to use a new tool, he's just thrilled. So today, I'm going to let him describe in layman's terms what tools he wants to use, and then we'll go back and forth a little bit and show you more about them.
Did not realize that I knew how to use this tool, that I learned in kindergarten how to use it. It is a pencil sharpener for a stick, a log. This one would be a 3-inch, 4-inch log there. And it just puts a point on the log so that you can use it to make furniture, any number of things. But now we're going to use some power tools and then make this super easy to do it adult style.
By way of introduction, these are called log tennons. Okay, Joey, take them closer to the camera and show them. Each of the tennons has 2 blades inside. And what they do is they're a planer that kind of shaves down the log, and they each come with their own bit when you purchase them. The bit fits exactly with them so that your tenon fit is very tight, which you need for furniture. And the main reason you need that is because when you build furniture with logs, which I've done quite a bit, it's never even, it's never right angles. The only part that's a perfect right angle is the part that touches the floor. So today we're going to build a really simple table, but the problem with building this simple table, and Jack's adding his endorsement, the problem with building this simple table is it's very difficult to get it even across the top and even across the bottom so it doesn't do this number or rock on you or whatever. So the bits come, now for the smaller one, you can also use a paddle bit, which we have a selection of here. There's a kind of a bouquet of paddle bits. And paddle bits are perfectly usable in this aspect, but a paddle bit only goes to 1.5 inches, and there's a reason for that. The span, this big one that I bought at a garage sale, that's about as big as they come. And the reason for that is the tensile strength isn't sufficient to turn out the wood. What does that mean? It's just not strong enough all the way to the edge.
Break off on the pieces if you get a piece of hardwood or a knot or anything in there. You need the heavy duty stuff when you're doing heavy duty stuff.
And especially considering what Joe just said, these are used on a 1/2-inch drill. This is the power horse that runs these. So you have to have the bigger drill to be able to do this. And I recommend you get as many horsepower in your drill as you can buy and as you can carry, because the more horsepower you have, the better off you're going to be. So there's a couple of safety things that we have to talk about first, which are very important when using log tennons, because if it sticks, that log will spin. And the drill, instead of spinning this, spins the whole log. And I've had that happen many times. So for some of my first log furniture, my darling Honey Wabbit was the only pair of hands I had to help me. So she had her gloves on and she sat on the log, and I made the very best vise I could. And she helped me with doing some of the very first log furniture that I ever did.
Yes.
And she held that log just fine. So she did a really good job. So log tennons, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our tabletop ready. And then we're going to move into using the log tennons and show you how that works.
Sounds
ready?
Perfect.
In lots of our previous videos, you've seen we have this big maple log here. I got this from a friend of mine who took it out of a yard. And the plan that I had for it isn't going to work because the other end it's just too rotted. But it will work for our project today to make this goofy looking log table. So I'm going to shave this piece off right in here. This is the plan.
Okay.
So right in here, I'm going to take the big chainsaw and cut this knob off the outside.
Gotcha.
And we're going to make this have legs and become a little table, which we'll use at the carving show to put saws on top of.
Makes sense.
So I went and donned my long trousers. I'm going to fire up the chainsaw, cut that out. Okay, as you can see here, there's core rot, heart rot right in here, and rot on the edge here. But the fiber inside this, and this is what is referred to as spalted maple. Spalted maple are these, it's this black line in here. So all of the spalting is actually a desirable quality, and it's the beginning of the decay of the wood is what it basically is. So we're going to make this into a little table, and it's going to look really strange, but when we're finished with it, it's going to look really cool. We're going to start with the smallest log. What I should have done, I think in hindsight, was start you with the 1-inch tenon so that you got used to using it.
Okay.
This is going to be a little more. So we're going to do it this way anyway, because that's just kind of the way
That's
I am.
how I learn.
Yes.
So we got it here. You see.
All right, now you're going to put that on there. The most important thing now, Joey, is keep it straight with the log and go slow. Straight with the log, straight with the log. Can you see that? Okay. This piece here, you want this all in a straight line to this log, as much as you can possibly do it. And look what you did.
Now we have a...
Okay, this is a tenon log. Okay, so it's sharpened. We have this piece that's going to be the recess inside to make our table leg.
Perfect.
Okay, the biggest challenge is always that it's going to be crooked.
Keeping it straight down with the log.
Yeah, that's just something that you know when you've done it enough times to realize, oh, I'm a little crooked.
Gotcha.
But how did it cut? How did it feel?
Like a pencil sharpener.
Okay, when you start hearing that chatter, that's because you're off straight.
Oh, okay, and it's hitting more or bumping.
Yep. Hear the difference? Look at that. That's the best one you did so far. Now you're getting
Listen
the
to
feel
your
of it,
ear
right?
for it. Yep.
Okay. A lot of it is feel. A lot of woodwork with power tools is feel. How does it feel? And you've noticed that on the sawmill.
Learn that working with the sawmill. You got to trust what it feels when you're pushing it through.
Drill the holes where the legs go now. You got it. You know where you're going, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you don't want them completely straight. We actually want them to be at a bit of an angle so that they're kind of basing the table a little better, right?
Gotcha.
So he's going to get the drill bit spinning, and then in he goes. How deep is that hole?
Not at all.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm actually putting pressure on the drill to help hold it down and make the cut. So get the bit spinning before you put it in the hole. You're spinning backwards.
Some weight on it. I mean, I'm not a spring chick. I'm not a light guy here. I'm putting all my weight onto this to get through this hardwood here. And
it's hardwood.
It's taking everything we had to get.
It's maple. Yep. So now this time you're on your own.
All right. I'm going to come in at an angle.
Not too much. You're at too great. There. That's your angle right there. Okay, stop. Now, you can move it. the holes are drilled. Joey's got them all done. About the same depth. But what were you just saying a minute ago off camera?
Well, I was going to say I thought it was going to be uneven because this hole is so much lower on the base of it than the other one, but that's when you shave the top down at a different angle and you make that set once it's...
You adjust the legs is actually what you do. But, okay, you can see what I was talking about not dealing with anything that's a right angle, right?
Right. Nothing on here is level.
Nothing is straight, nothing is level. So we're in the driveway. This is probably one of the most level places, but it's not completely level. Okay, so how are we going to fix that?
Well, we got the flat board that'll get us as flat as we can get. I'm going to flip the tabletop onto the top on there so that we've got...
Get it as level as we can.
Our holes so we can work with them here.
All right, and now I'll put those, each leg in each hole. And this is fun. This is fun because how that leg goes in that hole is what's going to determine what holds how your table is held. So when you're doing furniture, you want to twist that so it goes in. Gee, you seem to be having a little difficulty. Why is that? There's a reason for that. It's because it's tight.
And that's how we want it.
And it's tight on purpose, absolutely. So what we're going to do is you're going to take that persuader there. That'll come off and tap it into the hole. Okay, it's not going straight. Now do it. When it stops moving, it's in.
It's in there.
Okay, next one. Okay, let's give her some persuasion there, Joey. That'll do. Leg number 3.
All right.
Fun, huh? Are you still having fun, Joey?
Oh, yeah.
You still like doing this stuff?
Oh, heck yeah.
Whoa, back. Go the other way. And a little more. No, the other way. Keep going. There. Right. Oh, back. Right there. That's where you want it. Okay, persuade it. You can see, folks, Joey is working up some perspiration. It's a pretty warm day here today. All right, I might have to get you a little better persuader. Hang on. We are now at the part that I can say without fear of contradiction that Joey was really curious about. How are we going to make this whole thing even? Okay, we have legs and they're sticking up all over the place. So the legs for our table have to be even. Now, generally speaking, I make everything at my height, but for this occasion, we're going to make this at Joey's height because this was his idea. So I'm going to go to 34 inches. So come around here, Joey. So I'm going to mark this leg at 34 inches. Right there with my steel ruler. Now, how am I going to get level? Good question. This is how. I'm going to dig in my tool belt pocket here, pull out my little magnetic level, put it on my ruler, find level, and mark it. Okay, and I'm just going to do that one leg. The plan now, take this off at this angle on this line with this little chainsaw. Here we go. There we go. Easy as falling off a log. Now the next step is easy. This lays across and it goes there. Okay, so we know exactly where we're going to be. And you can see that Joey's holding this. Okay, Joey's got his hand on the other end. I did this all myself to start with. So once again, I'm going to tell you, anytime you can have help, backing up a trailer, lifting stuff, anytime you can have help, two are always better than doing it alone.
Call a 911, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And that's how Joey started. He came as the 911 caller. He's infinitely far more than that now.
Did not know that at the time.
Okay, leg number 2.
And same thing for the third one. Very shortly, we'll have a leg to stand on.
This is not an endorsement for them, but I was just thinking about this. I love my Sharpies. I really don't know how I could do a lot of the work that I do without them, especially when you're doing log furniture and you got to mark the angles so that I can see which way this piece is going to go in. I use Sharpies for that all the time. So this isn't an endorsement for them. This is a thank you. Thank you, Sharpie. I appreciate your product. Okay, and now is the big test to see how we did, how things are going to hold together. And there you have it. A perfect little table to hold your chainsaw. Okay, so how do you feel about this project?
I feel that this table's not going to need any matchbooks or coasters to level it out. I think we did a pretty good job here.
Sure.
In fact, it was able to hold, without the ladder, if I would be taller, it's hold all the equipment that we needed to build this. We got the chainsaw, we got the tannin, we got a level, we got a couple persuaders.
Don't forget one is left-handed.
A left-handed persuader.
Left-handed persuader we had to have.
And yeah, now we've got a really sturdy. This thing's not going anywhere. This will last.
It's really enjoyable watching you use these tools for the first time, and then I see things when you're doing it that I have to mention that I just know, but I don't know that I know them.
Do subconsciously, and being the first one, I can totally see how the second and third ones will be that much better, knowing the whole process here, getting better wood, easier things to move around. And yeah, that the most important part is to get out there and do it. You know? So
we're going to let this dry. All of this will dry out. I'll leave it sit out in the sun as much as I can to dry it out, and then I'll run the hand planer over it to finish it, and that will be another episode. We'll have to just show that on another episode. But this is important for Joey's future project, and now that he knows how this is done, how the tenon is used, which drill to use, keeping it straight, things like that, he's going to have to drill holes in round logs now for this next outfit. So that's going to be our next episode. Well, one of our next episodes. We're never that organized. Don't ever think that.
Fantastic. Until then, until next time, remember we got the carving show coming up 25th, 26th of this month.
26th, 27th.
26th, 27th, the Katie Rabbits. Yeah.
Oh, the website is up.
Oh, website's up and running.
The website's up and running.
Do a special shout. I'm sorry.
Jason from Ohio. Jason won the prize. He got our very first order. He was the first one to put it in. Thank you, Jason and Jamie. Really appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Yep. And like the shirt says, if we don't do it, we'll never do it. So we want to thank him for our support to encourage us to get out there and do it. Yeah. Until next time. Hope your boots are dry and your gloves are dirty.
There you go.